So, this is a guide to implementing a payroll process in your company. Now, companies often need some knowledge about the payroll in the initial stages when they are hiring their first few employees in Singapore. This topic really is not very complex, it is quite a straightforward one. But still, it is important because if you make any mistakes on payroll responsibilities that a company must adhere to, then that can have unpleasant consequences. If there is any dispute between employer and employee on any matter relating to payroll and employment matters, then generally the decision is given in favor of the employee. So it is important that you should follow all these steps and keep clear of any issues. I also have another guide which is on recruiting employees, which is a kind of a wider coverage and covers many other aspects other than payrolling. This guide is only for payroll related matters. So, as a company in Singapore, what are your responsibilities when it comes to employee payroll related topics? So, the first thing that comes to the mind is you have to pay salary on time. Quite logical, and everybody will try to pay that, I guess. The next requirement is you have to provide an itemized payslip. Now, itemized payslip requirement was introduced by Ministry of Manpower in 2016. So from 2016, employers are required to give a detailed payslip, which is shown here, an example, which should show the breakdown of basic salary, any allowances, overtime, CPF deductions, CPF contributions, and any other deductions. Prior to 2016, I have seen in many companies only a one-line payslip used to be issued, and it was often a confusion to employee as to how the calculation has been arrived. Now, since 2016, I guess many disputes on payroll calculation would have gone down because now this kind of payslip gives reasonable details. The next requirement is you have to keep payroll related records for at least a period of 2 years from the uh, from the time to which they relate, and you have to also keep the records for at least 1 year after the employee has left the organization. So in case if any investigation needs to be done, if there are any complaints by the employee to Ministry of Manpower, they might want to see these records, and therefore these records are important. The next point is if there are any salary adjustments involved, you will have to ensure that those are done as per the legally specified manner. So what adjustment I am referring here? For example, sometimes employee takes unpaid leave, or he is away from work without any notification, for which obviously you cannot pay the salary. So you will have to proportionately adjust the salary for that month for that employee. However, how do you calculate that proportion and what formula you apply? There can be dispute between employer and employee as to what formula should be used. For example, the employer may say that you have to base it on working days, whereas employee might say you have to base on the total number of days in a month. So it is important that this is done as per the Ministry of Manpower recommended ways. The next requirement or the next responsibility you have is to make the CPF submissions on a timely manner. So if you have any Singapore citizen or permanent resident employee, then as you know, you have to deduct some part of salary and withhold it, and on top of that you have to make employer's contribution towards CPF, and together this sum needs to be deposited with CPF board. So this is done by web submission, and for this you obviously need proper data. The next requirement is you have to provide employees IR8A. So IR8A is the annual salary certificate. So it specifies for that year how much salary the employee has received. This normally tends to be the sum of all the payslips for that employee in that financial year. And the last requirement is that you are required to submit the details of IR8A to IRAS so that they can automatically charge the tax to the employees. This requirement is optional if you have less than 10 employees, but if your company has more than 10 employees, then you must mandatorily submit these details to IRS. So as you can see, these requirements can be complicated to manage, especially if you are planning to do it manually. So the best way to handle this is to get a payroll software. Now, when you are getting the payroll software, you need to ensure that you get a Singapore approved payroll software. There are many payroll softwares which are available for worldwide audience, like I think Sage and QuickBooks, and every accounting company provides the software. But when you sign up, you please ensure that it is approved for Singapore use and it has all the requirements satisfied above. For example, especially related to CPF deduction, salary calculation, and so on. And the next point that I will recommend, you should get a cloud based software. So don't get a software which is to be installed on a PC or a server in your office, because unless of course you have some security concerns, because generally cloud based system will not require any installation. In case your payroll manager or payroll accountant change, then changing it very easy, no reinstallation required. And one of the most important benefit of this cloud based software is that your staff can get a direct access to their payslip by doing self login into the same system on the cloud. And the salary certificates and salary slips will be released by email to the employees. In Singapore, there are many software providers who provide cloud based payroll software, and in addition to that, they also have leave and expenses module. So you can select as per your own choice. It is also quite possible that, in spite of all this, you may be of such a scale that you find all this not really worth doing. In the sense, for example, take case of a company which has only 2 employees and it is promoted by a foreigner or a foreign company, and they don't want to get a payroll system and do it and dedicate somebody from their home country to understand these rules and manage the payroll software and so on. So in that circumstances, you can engage a payroll service. For example, our company Epica provides a full payroll service. So in that case, we will have our own cloud-based software where all these payroll details will be maintained. We will submit the details to CPF. We will provide IRAT. We will provide itemized payslip, and all those data-related requirements will be satisfied by our team. Normally, these services will cost you 50 Singapore dollars per month per employee for maintaining all this data and complying with the law. So, in summary, payroll is not a very complicated requirement to maintain. However, it is important that you ensure that these legal requirements are followed. You can also think of engaging a payroll service provider to do it for you.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.